Thank you. Is audio working? Brilliant. Cheers. Excellent. Hopefully we can do some live broadcasts. That's the plan anyway. Is anybody from Northeast FPV in? See, there's 3 people on. Thanks. Thanks a lot. The next thing is to find out how to link some of the other team members into the video. I'm sure Sausage Fingers would love to join in. Or Ray. Hi, Dick. How's it going? Dick Gibson, this is just a test because we're looking at doing a few live broadcasts, so I just wanted to make sure everything was working first. And judging by the comments, it looks like it's all coming through clear. Cheers, Mick. That's one of the Northeast FPV lads, Mick Bunn. Thanks, Dick. Leo, are you just clicked onto me live broadcast? Can you see us?
I just clicked on the broadcast.
I noticed you came up on the screen. RBS. That's another one of the Northeast FPV team. Ray, Mad Ray. Leo is my grandson. He's busy playing in the garden. Hello, John. How's it going, lad? Hello, Alan. Oh, Alan, I didn't realise you were from Hull. Leo, why do you keep saying hi? I think most of the subscribers are from overseas, and we've got more from America than we actually have from the UK. So I'm surprised when I see people from the UK joining in. That's Leo putting the faces on. For people that's just joined in, all I'm doing now is just testing the live feed to see if using the YouTube feature is good enough to do live broadcasting. I'm not too ginned up with all this tech. I'm more to them chasing. Cheers for that, Mick. What I would like to do is involve other members of the team, see if we can get 2 or 3 people on one channel. Maybe Rob could help out with that, how to do it, whether I would need a separate program or whether we can use this YouTube to do that. This one, John. Ah, that's me Russian girl. SU-30. Do you like it? John helped us made in me SU-35. Can you remember that one, John? The hand launch. Hello, Tony. You're just getting out of bed. You've missed half the day. It's gorgeous. No thrust vector on the SU30, but the SU35's got the thrust vector in. I don't think the SU30 would be able to handle the extra weight. I think that's why they've done away without it, because it's really heavy. And on my maiden flight, it did struggle to actually get off the ground. I'm hoping to make a few modifications that'll give it that bit extra to get it off the ground. It does fly very nice. It's a very easy flyer. Just seems to float in the sky, which is surprising because of the weight of the actual model. It's probably the heaviest model I've flown. Cheers, John. These, if anybody's interested, this is what I use to do all my chasing with. These actually like race freestyle quads. Hope the camera's there. What we'll do with these is obviously you've got the FPV camera here. So that FPV camera sends a signal back through this antenna. And I receive the signal on the ground. Probably most of you will know what FPV is about anyway. Wearing the goggles. So that's how I get the video footage of the plane flying. And it's all captured on GoPros. Use a GoPro 7. This one's actually Andrew's. He left it here before lockdown and he's not getting it back. This one's mine. I've damaged the screen on the back. It's all cracked. My model's actually stored in the garage, Alan. I rigged up some frames and I've actually got them in piles of 3 hanging from the garage ceiling because I've got a fairly high ceiling. And it keeps them up out the way and stops them getting knocked. There's nothing worse than getting your models knocked when you're not flying them. I don't mind damaging them when I'm flying them, but damaging them when they're storing them is terrible. This one's just here because it's my new one. I've actually got another SU35 on its way. I had one when I first started with EDF's SU35. I absolutely loved it, so I've got a new one of them on its way. Oh yes, definitely Ray. Live from the secret bunker. Hello, Doc. Excellent. Obviously, some of you will be struggling. So I'm very broad Geordie, so there will be a bit of a language barrier, I would expect. That was one of the reasons for not wanting to do any live vid, just because of my broad lingo. Is the world ready for me? Hello, Scott. So is everybody in here on lockdown, or some of you still at work? Scott, the 3-meter Fox actually belongs to one of the team members, Simon Shaw. I'm Simon McDonald, we've got another member, Simon Shaw. Are you the guy that was asking the questions about mounting the camera? Robson Green. Just better looking. What he actually did was he actually mounted a carbon tube through the fuselage, and I know he glued it inside the fuselage. You can actually pick the model up by the tube that he mounted in it. The reason he used tube is so he could swing the camera at any orientation. But what I'll do is, if we do plan on doing a live live broadcast, I'll get Simon to bring his model over and you can have a better look at it. I'll probably take a few pictures. Yeah, it's a nightmare, this lockdown for flying, but in the long run, it's going to be for the best. I mean to say, the day we've got perfect weather in the UK, it's absolutely gorgeous outside. I bet you the wind is only at 8 miles per hour. It'll be beautiful on the beach, but we're stuck indoors. Cazelle, have you not got lockdown? You're lucky. You should be out flying instead of sitting here watching videos. We've all got itchy stick fingers, little wings. That's why I got that. I've been flying that around and outside my front door and in the back garden. Grand little thing. Records in HD. Northumbrian American. Oh, migraines are a nightmare. My mother suffers bad from migraines. Yep, understand. Is that Anthony heading down to the beach? Flies Mavic. If anybody's interested, I know Anthony's on here now, DJI man Tony, but he gets a lot of footage with his DJI Mavic of the local area. He does quite a bit of blogs. I think they call them blogs, or vlogs. But if anybody's interested, Tony's there if you want to hit up on his channel. He often gets a little bit video of us on the beach as well. Normally the crashes. Yeah, it's all about keeping the distance. Sadly, they've actually closed off all our beaches, so aren't allowed on them, unless you live within walking distance of the beach. But for me, the beach is about a mile away. I could probably walk there, but carrying all the models down there would be a bit of a nightmare. And I don't think flying the models is classed as exercise. Leon, what's a tooth symbol for? Valeria. But basically, this is just a test to see how it all works. I haven't a clue how to link anybody else into it so we can see various people on the screen. I'll have to look into that. So it'll be ideal to get extra lads in here. Oh, I love the Black Horse models. I've been looking at that new Zero. Wait, I don't know if it's new, but I've seen it advertised on Motion RC. I use Skype. Yep. I think Rob mentioned Skype up maybe in Aaron. Yep, we'll look into that. That was another one that people use as well. Not sure what it is. Yep, you combine walking the dogs with flying the drone. That's a good one. Oh, is it Zoom, is it? Right. So Skype's probably the best option. Doc, you're crazy. Yep, Doc's got another good channel. I watched one of his videos the other night. It was class. Doc, you actually stand on the wall while you were flying. Chase the dog or the dog chase the quad or the plane? Cheers, Scott. SU30. Russian girls are always the best. Aye, this is our little quad, John. Tiny, isn't it? It records in 1080p HD. It's the Mobular 7 HD. I've got the box down here. Be ideal for you flying about the house, John. Your Ruby will be chasing it. Just takes an onboard SD card to record all your video too. Down at Cromlin. Well, if you're on your own property, sitting in the court outside the property, nothing wrong with that because you're not leaving the actual property. Here, Bella Doc. John, I'm just using my jumper. This actually, what was this? FR Sky. It's got an FR Sky receiver built into it, but I just bound it to the jumper. Grand remote this. I know they're having issues with the ribbon cables and that on them, but luckily I haven't had that issue yet. I was originally using the, in fact, I still got me Tyrannus. I was originally using the Tyrannus, but the features on the jumper are so much better and it's more intuitive when you're changing model setups and that. And for the price of them, I think, what are they? £120 or something like that. And they'll bind anything. Saying that, I've had a bit of trouble trying to bind it as Spectrum, but I think it just needs updated. The Runcam 2, is that this one? That one. I think that's a Runcam 2, is it? I used to use this a lot, and that was before I moved to GoPro, and I had a lot of success with the Runcam 2. But the only problem that kept occurring was every now and again it would just power itself off, and I think that was due to the battery location. I think it may have damaged the pins on the common power. But I think there is somebody put a fix online how to repair it. But this one still works. My brother's got one. But I don't get the chance to use these anymore. The reason why I've got this on a bracket like that is because I was thinking about sticking it on the model so I can get some onboard shots. But yet, for the value for money, they're a good camera. The trouble is, once you start using the GoPro cameras, you don't want to go back to the 1080p cameras, even though they are good quality and they're ideal if you're just starting out or you want to put something cheap on your plane just in case something goes wrong. Alan, I don't use any flight simulators. My flight simulator's outside. I have looked at, what's that new one that's come out? Where you're flying real planes, 2020 or something. I do like the looks of that. But for flight sims, for the planes and quads, I've never really bothered with them. I'll bind the Tyrannus, John. You'll just have to make sure, because I'm not sure whether that comes in EU, LBT, or FCC, or whatever it is. But I just used the normal FR Sky protocol on the jumper and a bound of it. But I am looking at the receiver's built into the board, I think, on this one. So I'm looking at using one of the extra ports to fit the TBS Crossfire too, so it gets a long range. Thanks for joining, Kazal. Kazal, not sure I'm pronouncing that right. Excellent. We'll try and do some more for you. Yep. Actually, the place where we fly at the beach, it's not a club or anything. What happened was I started flying there a few years, probably about 5-6 years ago. And I just used to fly there by myself. It's a very quiet beach, and we very rarely get people on it, apart from the dog walkers. And then while I was flying there, Simon Shaw, one of the lads from Northeast FPV, came along, got chatting. So he came down, we started flying together. Then somebody else would pass, start chatting, then start flying with one. It just built up from there. But it is a great place to fly. But what you've got to remember is you're governed on the tide and the time you go down to fly. We like to get there early in the morning when no one's on the beach. And plus the beach gets cleaned twice a day, free of charge, by the tide.
What were you doing? Anyways, when I go on
How many people fly? I would hazard a guess. Often regular flyers, I think we've got about 7, maybe 8 regulars. Then other people who are in my small little group, I would say probably a total maximum 15. But I don't think we've ever had a time where we've had 15 people on the beach at the same time. What I would love is actually to save enough money up to buy some land so we can have our own proper fly-in club. That would be brilliant. I could sell the house, but I don't think the wife would be too happy. Cost-wise, there's not really a cost, but the first thing we advise people to do, even though it's not a necessity, we all have a public liability insurance, just in case for some reason you lost control of your model and it went into the car park, damaged somebody's car. It's just common sense to have the public liability insurance, but we're all registered now. We've all got our little numbers on our models, about 3 mil size numbers. I think that was a legal requirement. No, we don't have any fuel models. We actually try and stay away from it, just because of the fact I can't see anything wrong with fuel models. It would just be the noise of the petrol engines, and if anybody was going to complain, that's when they would complain, I think. I would love a turbine model, mate. I would absolutely love a big turbine jet, but I just haven't got anywhere to fly it.
But you know what? Guess what? Guess what?
Right, if anybody hasn't got any more questions, I think I'll end that now. Thanks for joining in anyway. It's been a good test, a success, I think. Thumbs up. Thanks a lot for that, lads.